And welcome back to the second not the second episode, but the third episode that's the second in the running of...
Second in this session. We're recording a few of these in a row.
Welcome to today's session, fucking the Hedgehog.
No, it's the second in the series.
Yeah, but the first one's kind of like a prequel episode, I guess. It's confusing.
Welcome back to
It's confusing, much like Sonic itself.
Podcast and Knuckles podcast.
You gotta put like that weird pause every time. You're gonna have to get used to it eventually.
No, the weird pause is part of the name. It's the Podcast and Knuckles, period, podcast, question mark?
For a logo, do I have to put podcast twice?
No.
I will. I'll keep that on note for legal purposes.
And we got a fun one. I'm gonna start this not with the summary of the story, but with a note I took.
Okay.
The title of this first story is Triple Trouble. You know, like the game Sonic the Hedgehog Triple Trouble. Except Sonic the Hedgehog Triple Trouble came out a full year later. And then it gets its own comic adaptation. So there's Sonic the Hedgehog in Triple Trouble, Sonic the Hedgehog in Triple Trouble, and Sonic the Hedgehog in Triple Trouble.
And more importantly, Sonic the Hedgehog in Triple Trouble doesn't contain 3 of anything.
How do you adapt We'll get to that when we get to that.
No, it does contain 3 things.
What are those 3 things?
It contains the new robots.
But it really doesn't contain them. They're in one panel.
The entire summary of the story is Robotnik built a robot monkey. It attacks Sonic. Upset, Robotnik sends freaking Scratch and Grounder after him, and then he beats them. I hate Scratch and Grounder.
I don't really have a strong opinion about them.
They're so uninspired.
I think the people that hate them, like their voice in the cartoons, are like really bad.
I don't know about you guys, but I think Scratch can fucking get it.
What does that even mean?
What is Scratch getting? Why don't you elaborate on that point?
By the way, we didn't do our introductions.
For days.
This is a new episode and we didn't do our introductions.
Oh shoot, we didn't do introductions. I'm dumb.
I'm Jira.
I'm Alouette.
I'm Allie.
Are we just gonna restart this? It's Dante. Hi.
No, we're not professional yet. It's fine.
We're not professional yet.
Podcasts don't get professional until season 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, we get seasons?
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Which megacorp is backing us? Can we get sponsored by that company that sells razors?
Dollar Shave Club?
Oh, yeah, that one.
We're not going to get sponsors for a while.
Yeah, I know. I don't give a shit. That means we can slag off whatever corporation we want.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if we're gonna go through this a little piece by piece, this one I don't know. We got Crabman again. Just
Even though he's supposed to be dead.
The Crabman is looking high as balls right now. He is not looking good.
I like Robotnik having a Sonic dartboard, but the head's not on straight. Like there's a face of Sonic on it, and it's not like centered at all.
It's one of his eyes. One of his eyes is the bullseye.
Hey, look at that Robotnik!
I know why it's not centered. It's just
Wait.
weird that it's not.
There's a recycling symbol next to Robotnik's
Yeah, because
foot.
you can recycle the comic.
Yeah.
Because it's printed on paper.
Yeah.
Oh, or it's like printed on recycled paper.
Yeah.
And if you look at the fine print, it says printed on 100% recycled paper fiber.
so that's probably what it means. Using soy ink.
Really?
That's what it
Yeah,
says.
I was
going to
make a joke about that, but I didn't know if it would be too racy considering implications of the joke.
Considering the fucking state of the internet now.
The state of the world.
One of the darts is like stuck to outside of the panel.
Oh, that's
Oh,
cute.
yeah,
I
that
like
is
that.
cute.
I was like the one of them just stuck in the crab, and the crab just kind of doesn't care.
That doesn't make sense. How does it? How? First off, how did that? Like he would have to have aimed straight down.
I just want to know why they drew the crab halfway through blinking.
I think that's just how his eyes are.
Well, no, because look at the next panel. They're open really wide.
Like, he just does that sometimes. The crab is very emotive.
Also, he's called Crab Meat.
Yep.
So I guess Eggman is a Fallout fan.
Yeah. Or Fallout is a Sonic fan.
I think it's more like Dr. Robotnik just wanted to create the Fallout future.
Yeah.
Is this scale weird? Because in the next page, like page 3, Robotnik carries him with he's tiny.
Yeah, but the crab is bigger than his head in the first one.
Yeah, the scale is really off and weird.
Well, he's also standing like a foot away from the dartboard and still can't hit it.
I guess that's true.
Yeah.
And his floor is devolving into rainbows for some reason.
It's because Sonic went there.
But it's one. I don't know.
I like the crab getting mercilessly murdered. Like, he gets blown up.
That already happened last time.
Yeah.
Yeah, but guess what? It happened again.
He just keeps doing it.
He keeps wasting his resources. Where does
Yeah.
he get the funding?
Well, he just keeps remaking the same
Yeah, he
robots out of
recycles all
same
the parts because he throws them into the robot crusher machine.
It doesn't actually destroy them. It just makes loud crunching noises from a speaker
Well, no, it
somewhere.
destroys them, but then all the parts.
All the parts just like get pulled apart humanely.
All right, I'm gonna imagine this monkey has the same voice as Toad, and I don't know why.
Ooh, that works. That really works.
I think in the show he has like a Texan accent or something for no reason.
That really does make no sense.
That's the show in general.
Also, he says, "You know it, Doc," and I read that as "You know it, Dick."
Oh no!
You know it, you fucking dick.
I thought you were gonna say dork, and I'm like, oh, I can kind of.
And I read it as "Dick." Robot's just like, "Yeah, shut the fuck up, you dick." Oh, he didn't care.
And then we get the best sound effect of all time, Bubba Lammo.
I've never heard of a coconut custard cake, by the way.
That sounds pretty good.
Yeah,
I would eat it.
I don't like coconut usually.
It'd be really cool if, like, throughout the performance of Sonic, all of the new enemies in the games got little introductions like this
Oh,
in the
yeah.
comic. Like,
Yeah,
maybe
kinda
even
neat.
before they came out in the game.
I like there was the rumors that like they were gonna get Jaleel White to voice classic Sonic in Generations, and I kind of wish that happened.
Didn't he like not have a voice at all?
Yeah, he's a mute, but they were gonna have him be like a character that has a voice and voiced by Jaleel White. But I forgot if he said no or if like he was busy. Or
I can't
whatever.
imagine he'd say no because he did do that Sonic fan.
Yeah,
Unless he just really hated the idea of Sonic Generation. Or if he wanted to try doing like mature stuff at the time.
Maybe.
I don't know. But anyway, so we now cut to Sonic and Tails enjoying a light jog.
and then a sudden gigantic piece of the ground is missing.
perspective.
You weren't kidding about a gap. How'd you do that, Sonic?
How did Tails think he did that?
Maybe Sonic is just prone to super chili dog farts.
Given that it's steaming,
Also, what's that thing in the top corner? Like the top right corner under the palm trees in the top panel?
That's the whirligig.
I don't know what that
supposed
is.
to be like a
It's probably supposed to be like an Eggman robot.
Robotnik.
It's like a spring pad. I don't know.
Oh, maybe it's a spring.
Oh, maybe.
Could be flowers. I don't know.
Or mushrooms, because that one seems to have a stem.
Anyway, so then Sonic and Tails get, mugged by a monkey.
Yeah.
You fella.
And then Tails freaking loses it and tries to murder him, which
Oh.
is
Why, that sassy little simian.
I know that it's stylistic reasons, but there's a part on page 5 where like it's weirdly colored, where like he goes from green to orange to brown to back to orange.
It is actually really interestingly
that is
stylistic.
cool.
It actually kind of reminds me, and I know a lot of people hate on this, but the backgrounds in the Sonic cartoon,
Yeah.
they're all really weird and abstract and make no sense color-wise, but I really like them.
Oh, I think those things in the background are flowers,
I mean, I guess they could be.
because there's a big splotch of red over there.
I thought it was a propeller.
Here's the part where Sonic invites Tails to a romantic evening.
What?
Oh jeez.
Tails is like, I'm 8 years old, and what is this?
I was half expecting like Sonic says we're gonna play a different game, and I just wanted like them to do a joke where like on the next page it turns into a Mario comic or something.
It turns into Pulse Man.
Yeah, that works too.
Turns into pole position.
Have you ever played Pulse Man? Because that game is actually really
I
good.
played Postman.
I haven't.
Oh, cool.
So they just play volleyball.
No, they play monkey in the middle.
Why does he have a hole in his shoe? Like the monkey just has a hole at the bottom
It's
of
for
his foot.
suction when he walks up the tree.
It's for his it's for the stand that he goes on.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Oh, I thought you were gonna make a JoJo reference.
Is that a motherfucking
SpongeBob.
JoJo reference?
Nope.
I also like that this monkey seems incapable of producing coconuts without the tree, which I guess makes sense in retrospect, but
How fast would his tails have to go to like a coconut touches it and it just flings it into the?
Probably about the same speed it would have to go for him to be able to float off the ground.
Fair enough.
yeah.
It also says the wind blew the coconut over to me, not the
Yeah, but it still makes a dink noise, so the wind is so fast that the coconut bounced off it.
Yeah.
I like that Tails' gloves in that panel are the same exact color as the.
As the ground and his flesh.
He just has ghost hands.
They're just see-through. Like,
Tails is using Mage Hand to move the coconut.
Yep.
good.
Back at you, Tails. And then this monkey gets incredibly frustrated.
I like if you look at the panel where like he's dinking the coconut or whatever, there's no way Sonic's gonna be able to hit that. Like it is a half an inch from his face.
Well, he's really fast.
Yeah, but like it still feels like it's gonna hit him in the face, not that he's gonna kick it back.
Well, he spins it back. Like he does, it hits his spike on the back of his head, so
Oh yeah.
that would make sense.
But so they bump the coconut around, and then Sonic just decides to end this monkey's miserable existence.
It doesn't, actually. The monkey's still alive.
Yeah, but you know what Sonic's intention was.
Yeah.
And also, Dr. Robotnik doesn't seem to like. If he remade the monkey, it'll be a new monkey.
I just like the fact that these robots can't die. He's in agony right now.
Oh yeah, totally.
I like that he sweats oil.
It's like
That
a
is
zombie.
cute.
If you break the head, everything else goes down, but if it survives.
I like how Sonic is like, will mail the monkey's fucking head to Robotnik. That's a
Well, they mailed everything, but the head was still intact.
Yeah.
Sonic a mafioso is gonna put the monkey's head in his bed while he sleeps.
They just mailed his dead body to the person who made them.
You feeling speedy, punk?
Robotnik's size is, I believe, 8XL?
God, yeah.
That looks like an 8.
It is.
Also, I like this one where Robotnik purchases a Sonic the Hedgehog action figure for money and then destroys it.
He stole it. What are you talking about?
He has enough money to buy it, though.
He does, but he wouldn't.
Also, Robotnik actually has the greatest superpower of any human being.
What?
The ability to get anything out of those stupid boxes without damaging the packaging.
He didn't even open the box seems like it's still closed.
Yeah, superpower.
No, he tore it up. It says rip, shred, tear.
Well, no. He opens the package of the monkey, but look on the next page. There's the Sonic the Hedgehog action figure, and the box is intact.
Maybe he took like an X-Acto knife and just cut out the back.
I'm going to take an X-Acto knife and carefully cut this out so I can fucking destroy it.
That's such a Robotnik move, though.
I guess that's true.
That or he like already had it out because he was playing with it. Like I'll get you, Sonic. Role playing his success.
Because hedgehogs like money and power, and I have both.
I was doing some different things with that, huh?
Yeah, a little bit.
He's acting out his secret forbidden love for Sonic.
I like how Scratch and Grounder are like, they kept them in shadows for 2 panels to keep them like, ooh, they're the mysterious bad guys of this comic, and then they just show them the next panel with no fanfare.
Like you'd see them on the page turn.
Yeah,
Oh,
Like
that's-
they're in shadows up there to hide them, but you'd still see them.
yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
When you see like a comic panel, you take in a bit of everything, then start focusing.
Mm-hmm. So it's like, oh, mystery solved.
I can't stand how uninspired their design is.
It's
I don't
just a
know.
chicken and a.
Oh my god, the Sonic doll has 2 left hands again.
It's kind of cool that Grounder can make his hands become anything, but
Spoilers.
oh no.
He also has a phone built into him.
Yeah, so really, why is the chicken there?
The chicken's there to cause societal tension. The chicken's there to answer the phone.
I like that they leave the room, and then the
No,
second
they didn't even leave the. Oh, I guess they are right because
Yeah.
it's a different sign at the top.
they leave the room, and then the second they're outside of the door, Eggman calls. It's like, by the way, here's some things you should know. It's like you could have told them ages. Like,
Wait, because he's a jerk and he wanted to strangle him over the internet, so it's a display of power.
This is a VoIP call?
He wanted.
remind you
to
that. Oh, go.
How dare you?
Sorry.
They also say that the phone in your chest plate is ringing, but like they pull out his arm as the earpiece, mouthpiece, or whatever.
Well, maybe the ringer's in his chest.
That's still a weird way to word things.
I guess so.
So he has a book on how to track hedgehogs.
Well, yeah, but Sonic wrote it.
Yep. And I like this line by Grounder. You must be a chicken, because you sure know how to henpeck, he says to the giant chicken robot. Of course he's a chicken. The joke
Well, I mean,
doesn't
yeah.
work. You're speaking
But I
to
mean,
a chicken.
he could have been a rooster.
What does henpeck even
Roosters are
mean?
chickens.
It
I
means
was
like
confused.
If you think of it as, you must
What's
be
the
a
word?
chicken.
yeah, exactly. That's how I read it.
Oh, okay.
Henpeck means to like nag.
Yeah.
I've never heard that word before.
Quote, to continually criticize and give orders to. Synonyms: browbeaten, downtrodden, ground down, subjugated. Wait a minute, why does Tails get like really cool gloves with a red stripe all of a sudden?
He was gardening.
I mean, I guess he could have been gardening, but yeah.
I like the comic turning into Mass Effect for one panel.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah, and
Tails
of course
are
I chose the
this.
last one because that's the most
It's
likely.
not Mass Effect. But...
Like, Tails, I'm tired of drawing you. Goodbye.
Yeah, the little audience participation panels in this.
That's always fun.
They're
Well,
great.
yeah, because they've all had audience participation. Because the last one's like, "Oh, go play Sonic 2,"
Get me to
And then
you know
get
what,
halfway through the game,
and then stop,
read this
turn it-
comic, and then
turn it off.
Or you can just turn the page.
yeah.
I like how no matter what you say, Tails is like, okay, even if it's like, because fuck off, kid, I hate you.
Okay.
But why, Sonic? Because I said so. Aye.
I know it's budget reasons, but like this comic has a fetish for silhouetting the characters for one panel and then
I don't think it's necessarily for budget reasons. I think it just looks good.
Yeah, like it breaks up the
It
monotony.
is a little weird, though, for that to
I like
randomly
Tails
happen.
having a white stripe on his tail, so now he's a
Well, I think that's intended to
Skunk
light
tails.
the tail so that you can tell them the two apart.
Yeah,
But it fails.
it looks like a skunk.
It does. It really does. Did you say fear the cliff? Glad to. With a Sonic spin.
And then I think this is the first of the
Wait.
weird way of drawing a Sonic spin where it's just
Oh yeah, where like his head takes up his
Sonic's
entire
face
body.
Yeah.
inside of a buzzsaw, a circular saw.
Got some images for that coming up episodes.
Yeah, I know.
Everybody
I know.
already knows it.
I
but-
like Sonic fucking like making them fall off of a cliff. Like
No, but you have to imagine. Remember, his whole body's spinning, so his head is rotating at exactly the same speed in the opposite direction in order
God.
to create that effect.
It's a mystery, just like Tails is Tails working. Also, Sonic's like going to fall off the cliff with them.
Well, he does. He just does it more great. Oh no, he doesn't.
Scratch references that he's chopped liver, which proves that like they eat animals in this universe.
Or that they know that exists.
Yeah,
But what would Robotnik eat?
true.
Is Robotnik a robot? I thought he was.
It's iffy. He's kind of like an android, like a cyborg.
I think in the games he's fully human, but in like comics or cartoons he's not.
He definitely has cybernetic augmentation, if not being a full robot. He's not a full robot. That comes up later, actually.
I don't know why I thought of like the Sonic Riders thing, where like the line that people make fun of, where Eggman says, "We're not going to just have a race. We're going to have a special race to see who is the fastest." And it's like that's what a race fucking is.
Oh boy,
Thanks.
That's good.
that was in Sonic Riders.
Yes.
Is that the one? with
Also,
the
have you
snowboards?
noticed that
Yeah,
the
the
Grounder's
airboards.
eyes are both speedometers?
Yeah, I think it's always been that way.
Yeah.
It has, but it's also it's a good
It's
it's a
cool.
good detail.
It doesn't really look good in that particular panel, though.
It's an interesting idea though.
I don't think Eggman would choose to give him pink and bright red parachutes.
Also, when he looks down at his phone in a previous page, when the phone starts ringing, it kind of inverts. Yeah, that one.
Oh yeah,
It looks like a really classic cartoon.
it does.
It's really cute.
So here we have
Grounder and Cuphead.
The second time Sonic's gotten hung in this in 2 issues.
Grounder's hands just turning into whatever they need to for whatever
Well,
the
no,
story
it doesn't
demands.
turn into. It just contains it. That's why it's so chubbalicious.
He specifically said it's a good thing. Luckily, I'll be able to save myself by extending parachutes out of my arm. And, however, my conical arms can turn into any kind of machine.
Yeah, but that's clearly not what's happening. You can see the drill spreading outwards because it's got radial symmetry and turns into that flower pattern you see. And what he needs comes out of the hole.
I want to know, like, they reference the Saints Are Coming, and I want to know how many kids would get, like, the Saints Are Coming. Because, like, that's an old song, isn't it?
I feel like a robot would not be so affected by tear gas, but Sonic definitely would be, even if it wasn't sprayed directly at him.
Yeah.
I also think it's really funny that Sonic, instead of running, he just sits there like monologuing about the cable.
The Saints Are Coming is like a song from 1978.
It's only 20 years.
Yeah, it just seems like a weird thing the kids I don't know if kids would... I don't know.
Well, look, because The Yanks Are Coming is also its own song, I
thought they
think.
were referencing that. I don't know.
This is also the second time Sonic has had a noose around his neck in 2 issues.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
I'm a rock guy, so I immediately went to Saints Are Coming.
that's fair. I won't blame you for that.
They just start fighting each other, and yeah, they spray tear gas right on his face.
That joke always happens where, like, it's always the same thing. They work together and then they start arguing, and that's how they lose. Like every cartoon.
and then Sonic goes ba va va room. This is a good pun, and by a good pun I mean a terrible pun.
Yipes! We're surrounded by a deep fissure. A
That's
trench.
That's
for
for
sure.
sure.
I like frumph. That's a weird. And you know what that means? That you two can probably jump off that. You have like plenty of time.
Also, you're a drilling robot. Being underground is your speciality.
Your name is literally Grounder.
I'll get it. The badniks you're trying to reach have been disconnected. Have a nice day.
Obviously, they haven't if their phones.
Oh, I just got the smooth operator joke.
Oh boy.
But that doesn't come up until Sonic 3.
What
Did we
doesn't?
summarize
Nope,
that?
Smooth Operator is not a Michael Jackson song. I don't know what I'm
Oh.
talking about.
You're thinking of Smooth
You're
Criminal?
thinking of Smooth Criminal.
Yeah, I was.
He said, I want a cover of that song that's just about someone on the phone or like them calling the operator.
Call Weird Al, he'll do it.
So did we summarize a story 1 well enough?
I mean, there's not much to it. Robots
Triple
attack
trouble.
Sonic. He beats
Yep,
him.
yep.
Sawing them off a cliff. And then...
Yeah, Triple Trouble makes sense. The coconut scratch and grounder.
Okay.
Not at the same time, but
So here we also find out Star is a swear word.
I will say this did need to be a big two-parter, though.
It really didn't.
So we have this really cool, really great in-between page.
Really cool, really great, content-packed,
Yeah.
creative.
I like Chronic the Hedgehog.
See, that's
Everybody
already a
likes
thing.
Chronic the Hedgehog, because no, it doesn't
Yeah.
mean back pain anymore.
Yeah.
It
Doesn't
doesn't.
mean chronic pain. It means different kind of pain that he needs the chronic for.
Yeah.
Hey.
And it's funny that he's also doing... There's also Hydroponic the Hedgehog.
Mm.
What? Like,
Yeah, but that has nothing specifically to do with it.
Sure it does.
I associate it more with tomatoes than anything.
Sonic with glasses is a sin.
It is a little sinful.
I don't know. What about Stereophonic? He has glasses there, and I think he looks great.
Yeah, but they're different. There's a
Whole
clear
glasses.
difference in how the glasses.
There is. The Hydroponic doesn't look good, but the Stereophonic looks...
So does this canonize whatever?
No.
Like make canon where Sonic's ears are.
No, because they're in 2 different spots.
Okay, I think like with Sonic with the hydroponic Sonic with the glasses on kind of reminds me of like the brothers from like the enemies from the DuckTales or whatever.
Oh,
The glasses on the on Stereophonic the Hedgehog.
oh yeah.
Like that just looks like it would be uncomfortable.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
they're
No,
resting
it looks like it's touching his iris.
Yeah.
Yep, and being held down by the headphones.
And I think Histrionic the Hedgehog is a pretty sophisticated joke for a children's comic.
I like his random piece necklace that they didn't color in.
Oh, yeah,
I mean, maybe
totally.
it's just black and white. Maybe it's a big
Yeah.
plate. Maybe it's like Flava Flav.
There's another comic that is also filler to rival the likes of Naruto.
What? The Vertigo?
Yeah, Vertigo A Go-Go is beyond worthless.
Nope,
This is
it
I
comes
wouldn't
back.
call this filler though, because it seriously takes up so much of a big.
Well, it comes back. I don't think anybody intended for it to come back, though.
It expands into things that we'll
I
talk about.
don't think it's
later.
filler because of the format of this comic is more so like 11 shorts.
Yeah.
If this happened in the middle of a story arc, like when we get to the story arc ones,
When we get to freaking Endgame.
and this just happens in the middle of it for no reason and is never mentioned again.
So basically, to summarize, Sonic the Hedgehog in Vertigo A Go-Go, he collects a bunch of magic rings,
Which haven't been mentioned for like 5 comics at this point or something.
and then he realizes he's in a special zone and leaves.
Yeah, so that means this is like the bonus stages, but
Yes.
like they added characters, right?
Yes, these
He spent time in Mushroom Hell.
Vertical and Horizontal. And of course, Sonic keeps getting them mixed up because they're almost identical.
And they're constantly moving, and Vertical is on the horizontal at one point.
I'd like to think that, like, he says, close the comic book so that he won't hit you in the face.
Well, he says flip it over. It doesn't
Flip
say
the comic
close
book or
it.
I'll hit you
I
in
want
the
to know if a
face.
kid, like, did flip it over and they'd, like, just never unflipped it. They were like, Sonic's gonna hit me in the face if I flip this over.
Sonic's going to beat me!
Also, why would you tell someone to flip it over before? Like that almost like sound like turning the page, and that's like turn the page before you read the last panel.
Yeah, the
I
last
think they
panel
just
on
mean
the
they want
page.
you to flip the comic upside down.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah,
that's
but
what-
even if you
yeah.
skip the next panel, it still works, I guess. So
Also, another weird thing is that some of Sonic's fingers go up like in front of in between the panels, like go out of the panels, but others
That's
don't.
pretty cool. I think that's cool.
That's weird looking to me.
oh my god, hold on. I'm gonna need to do a little ad hoc art for this one. I'll get back to you when I've finished this up.
So yeah, not a lot happens in this one. He just continues being disoriented for many panels.
As vertical and horizontal make fun of him.
That
Yeah.
scrape one is just. I fucking feel that.
Oh yeah.
I know this is the point, but they don't feel like Sonic characters.
All right.
They're like from a
Just
different
consider
dimension.
the
Yeah.
anatomy here.
Yeah.
Oh.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the pinky finger is too long.
Oh.
It's like the size of a soft pretzel.
Yeah. But if they made it any shorter, it would barely be there.
Well, it shouldn't be there.
Yeah, exactly. It shouldn't be there at all.
He has 4 fingers.
But that
It's
would make
off page.
sense because he's a cartoon character. He can have 4 fingers.
But he
No, they
doesn't.
actually make a joke about that in
Yeah, they
the mini series.
Oh yeah,
I
that's
should
right.
have known that one only had 3 fingers on his hand.
The internet is still ruined. Oof. Like,
That's not oof, that's ooch.
And then he makes reference to Spinal Tap for some reason.
Yeah.
okay, like, hold on. I'm opening it in a thing.
And then when Sonic gets back into the
Surprised
What?
they didn't make any references to 2001.
Oh yeah, I could
There
see
been a
Yeah.
that
reference to
happening.
Spinal Tap, but not 2001.
You know, I don't. Maybe it's just because of like the general style, but I feel like Al and Cal are more like Disney characters, like not Disney mainstream, but Disney comic characters. Does that make
I
sense?
thought the red stuff in this panel I posted, I thought that was blood for like a minute when I saw this.
No, it
looks
is
like
blood. He lost a tooth.
No, he's just going fast.
No, he
He
lost
lost a
he
tooth.
lost 2 teeth.
Oh my god.
Oh
Yeah, hold
gosh,
on, let me scroll
that is
back.
blood. I was
Why is
making
there a
joke.
band-aid that he wasn't wearing?
Let's go.
No, that's a band-aid.
So 1 tooth, 2.
Yeah, there's one tooth. There's one tooth on the left and one like coming out of the portal.
This is the bloodiest Sonic comic.
For now.
Yeah, he scrapes his entire chin off on the ground.
But he hops up back up and he's like, "Oh, it's just fine. I just got I just put fly swatters all over my body."
I taped these fly swatter handles to my body.
Well, everything but the handle.
Also, this panel,
And you can see Sonic's nostrils in this one panel.
that's bad.
Whoa, what?
A little weird.
Which
On
one?
page 5.
Oh my, what? No, that is absolutely cursed.
Yeah.
Oh! But they're not on his nose!
No, they're
No, they're not.
They're on his snoot!
Yep.
not.
Which one? Where? What page?
The last panel.
They
The
weren't.
last
They
panel.
weren't thinking.
What page?
Page 5.
Page 5 in this story.
Page 20
Page 20. Okay.
overall.
Christ.
Oh no, I did screenshot that and it is one of the out of context screenshots on my thing. It's good. I like it when like shows and comics do this, where like they go to a different universe where everything's weird, so that they don't have rules anymore.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that happens sometimes.
Why are they just not colored in that one panel?
How many ki-
Oh, because it says in the in letters to the if you color in them, then they're gonna put your colors in the back of one of the comic.
No,
Really?
That's what it said.
that was cool.
I'm gonna make Sonic green.
I like the sound effect that's just grab.
Grab.
Yeah, you're gonna color in Sonic green, and then retroactively go back. You're gonna go back into the past, submit that, and then well, what I'm getting at is Allie is responsible for Scourge the Hedgehog.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I imagine someone drew like him black with red, and then the Sonic team's like, wait a minute, hey,
This one Western comic has given me an idea.
this one Western comic from 6 years ago gave me an idea.
There's an image of Sonic falling and smacking into the ground, throwing
Yeah.
out all of his rings. But earlier, they were wrapped around his arms. He was carrying them physically.
Yes.
So does that mean he's literally just dropping his rings? Does Sonic physically hold the rings?
Well, because they vanish for a not insignificant amount of time.
While he's in that zone.
Yeah.
You know what though? He also drops a bunch of them right before he gets into that zone.
Well, yeah, but obviously not all of them
oh.
because he's falling with some of them.
So if we look at how he gets into the zone, it's that weird collection of rings. So I'm guessing when he returns out of the zone, the weird collection of rings disassembles.
No, because that's only 6 rings, so... Oh, no, there's 8. Never mind. I thought it was...
So that's
there
my
might be more
theory.
off panel too.
And then they're like, you want to see more of these stupid, useless characters? Send us a letter.
They're not even funny. I don't know what.
Exactly.
I genuinely love this one. It's
I like it. I just feel they didn't do enough with no rules. Like they could have done
Yeah,
anything.
They didn't. Well, they didn't. Yeah, they didn't do anything.
Yeah.
Sonic's like, "Where am I?" And they're like, "You're in Minecraft, Sonic." And then Sonic's like, "Bye."
Like they could have done cool stuff with like him ripping apart panels or like things
Yeah, I don't
getting
know.
weird or like mirrors and stuff, but they didn't.
that does come up later. Oh my god.
I know it comes back, and I'm hoping they do more with it then.
The Cosmic Interstate arc and the
Well, okay, just don't spoil it. I want to read it.
so much stuff gets weird.
Oh, that's awesome.
One thing that really bothers me about horizontal and vertical is their shirts are always accurate to the way their shirt would actually be, providing they were wearing it.
Yeah.
Yes.
But that means you have Horizontal's shirt creating a vertical line. It would have been better if they always maintained their position.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
would make sense. Maybe they fix that later. I forget.
I want Vine Sauce to fucking voice this one. Forget his name. Because he just looks like he had a deep voice.
That's because you're a dog, Luigi.
Just Al has like a really like deep bored voice, like "I do blue, nice meeting you."
And then in the next filler arc,
I don't see it as filler because there's no overarching plot that it's interrupting.
no, I know. I'm just being overly harsh.
They bash Sonic in the face.
For no reason. Like,
No,
is
they
there a
do it to
reason?
get an embossed foil print for their comic.
Yeah, but then why don't they just make the other foil prints off of that foil print? Why do they have to
Because that
bash
doesn't
him?
work. It
a
doesn't
million
move
times.
Sonic speed.
Yeah, but like the first, all you have to do is make it off the first one, and like the second one wouldn't be as good as the first one, but it would still be okay.
Also, Boomer has blue teeth and a white tongue in the last panel.
Yeah.
He's been getting some Breaking Bad.
Just pour like putty in the mold and make a mold of Sonic's face. Then bash
Yeah.
the foil against that instead of beating this poor hedgehog.
I like this next story because the
Yeah.
summary of the story is Sally makes Sonic food and then Sonic does chores and then Sally's like, "Why are you doing chores? I'm never making food again."
Yeah.
And she made a 2-minute egg. Bitch, that's a raw egg.
Yeah.
An egg does not cook in boiling water
Well, hold on, let's
after 2
Google it.
minutes.
Not Whole Herald is a comic that I do not recommend.
What?
I, however, do recommend it.
Don't
Oh, I get it. Well, I'm watching a YouTube video of a guy making 2-minute eggs. Oh, but he's not even boiling them; he's just cracked it. You can
Yeah,
poach an
yeah.
egg in 2 minutes, which I think
Yeah.
that's probably what she's doing, right?
No,
Because poaching is when you cook it in the shell, right?
No.
I forget.
that's boiling. When poaching it is when you make a vortex of boiling water, then you just drop egg
Oh, you're right.
out of the shell into it. And
What?
Oh no, you can make.
Where do you
can
get
make-
a
It's the perfect
vortex
little
from?
packet.
You make it
Yeah, you make like a whirlpool.
How?
Yeah.
with
You have a big
spoon.
pot of boiling water. You get a wooden spoon. You just swirl the water around.
And you just continuously swirl it after you crack it in?
You don't have to. It maintains momentum.
because of the boiling water.
Oh, okay.
Or
And
something.
you just get it going really fast. And this has nothing to do with Sonic.
Anyway, so who's ready for the next comic?
I am.
Yeah, I know you are because you're a freaking drama eater.
The pinup thing is weird because it's like they're too. What would that even be? They're too small. Just don't.
Tally looks pretty good in that.
I think what's more interesting is the implication that there originally was going to be one in the comic before Sonic stole it.
Were Sally's eyes always blue?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Also, what's up with her? Like, look at her eye, like her left eye, and look at her right eye.
Oh yeah, they just colored it wrong.
They didn't
Mhm.
color it at all.
No, it's really easy to color things wrong. To be fair, in comics,
Yeah.
the way they
Also,
did
she
it.
has like a white tongue.
Yeah.
The next male to Tails, or male about Tails, and it looks in the first panel, looks like Tails is about to take a piss.
It does.
Here's what I think of your fucking
Oh yeah,
letters.
and also it also proves Tails is a quadriplegic.
What?
He only has 2 appendages according to Sonic.
I also noted that. What did they do to his arms? They took Tails' arm.
So a couple things about the X-Men parody panel. First off, they said there's going to be no mutants in this comic book.
Yeah,
A few
When did they
comics
say
ago.
that?
In the
And like
miniseries.
one of the miniseries,
Oh.
they're like, "Here's why you should buy the Sonic comics," and one of the things they listed was there's no lazy mutants or whatever.
Well, to be
Tails is
fair,
clearly a mutant.
Tails isn't a mutant. That's the argument.
And then
Yeah.
the second thing I want to point out is this is a clever thing because it's hinting at Titan or Turbo Tails or whatever.
Yeah, a little bit.
It's not really, but it's like,
I mean, they did not come up with that for
yeah, there's no way.
years.
Oh yeah, no way.
That bearded lady's hot.
Oh,
I'm into it.
And
I like the idea that the existence of a witch doctor is somehow unbelievable.
Something about that pose makes me comfortable. It's just like
And the one about, let's see, finally,
it's weird because like they didn't have to pick a witch doctor; they could have picked any creature,
yeah,
but they went with a witch doctor.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't. Is that even supposed to be like a staple of Carnival Freak shows? Isn't it usually like somebody with like 2 heads or whatever?
Like the strong man or something.
Yeah, exactly.
The strongman's weird because it's just usually just a buff guy, and I don't see why.
Yeah, he's freakishly strong. Whatever.
And I'm thoroughly confused by the theory of evolution panel, which
The theory of evolution
He's
was good.
relating to physics. Yeah.
What about,
Yeah.
what about the part? What about the part where Tails is getting a prostate exam? from the guy
And there's
on the-
blood everywhere. There's blood everywhere. Like he's covered in blood.
no, that's a floral pattern.
flowers on his.
Now, see, I want to ask about the flowers. Is that a thing?
It is
No.
now.
Because in South Park, there's also a character who's a mad scientist and wears a shirt with flowers on it.
It's probably a reference to something.
Yeah.
I like how Igor is apparently stitched together out of somebody. Like it's some kind of Igor Frankenstein hybrid.
No, his face is ugly but fine, but his shirt is what's stitched together.
Yeah, I think he just repairs his own clothes.
I get that, like, they're kind of not making fun of the kid, but, like, the kid said Frankenstein, so they put stains on his shirt.
Oh,
Oh.
is that what it is?
But why is it red?
You know why?
Why did they pick blood?
It's a very violent prostate exam.
They could have picked, like, green or purple to make it, like...
Too young.
Ooh,
He needs to waste like 30 years before he has to get his first prostate.
Unless
But-
he has cancer, which, you know, he might because he has 2 tails.
And he's cross-eyed too. But the theory of evolution panel just like
It makes me sad.
boggles my mind because like
it's so confusing.
yeah, like they immediately take it to a math place and like an Einstein place when it would have made a lot more sense to like reference Darwin.
Yeah.
To quote Barbie, math is hard.
Yeah.
Also, why has the guy got a pipe in his pocket? He's got a ruler, a pen, and a pipe.
So he can smoke it.
Well, no, I know, but why? That's not a place to keep a. I don't
It's
know.
a chillum.
I'm sorry.
They miscolored Tails' nose in the panel before the...
Yeah, it's white again.
So I was thinking like if maybe they didn't want to include Darwin because that's like a controversy. But then I'm like, why
Maybe.
would they even include the letter from a kid that
Yeah.
mentioned evolution if they wanted to avoid controversy?
Yeah.
And if they want to avoid controversy, then why does this last panel exist?
Dear Sonic, why are you always naked?
Ooh.
And then he's blushing.
And then Sonic realized he was
black again.
naked and hit himself.
In this comic, blushing just puts dirt on your face.
If they wanted to avoid controversy, they could not have directly referenced pinups.
That too.
Yeah.
I like Tails being like, I'm gonna get my own 3-page series.
He does.
Yeah.
And Tails' tails still look like sleeping bags full of beans.
Yeah, 'cause it's just the way that they're bent. It looks like they're not made of skin.
No.
Yeah.
It looks like they were
It's
made as
weird.
one shape and then bent into another one
Yep.
with beans.
Beans. Alright. I
baby.
think we
I
made...
like the part where Sally thinks Sonic is dead and says what she loved was his pumpkin pie recipe.
That was in the miniseries, right?
Yeah, that was in the.
Dude, I love these
first
these
run.
letters. Why didn't we read them before? I just wanted to ask if Sonic and Princess Sally will ever go steady. Are hedgehogs blue?
God.
Very non-committal answer.
You're right. Like Sonic might be.
Like
but-
Sonic's blue, but the rest of them aren't. So it's like, who knows?
Yeah.
What's our time?
About
39.
minutes.
That
We'll
went by
just-
really fast.
Yeah.
Why did Sally dye her hair? Because brunettes have more fun, Jared.
We'll still do it. Outro,
Jared.
whatever, but... So that was... What was the
Issue
title of this
2.
one again?
This is just issue 2.
The title is 2.
The title is 2.
That's it. It's 2.
Vertigo and Triple Trouble.
Yeah. Triple Trouble's kind of like boring. It's just a normal. They try to kill Sonic thing, and they don't do anything with it really.
Yeah.
And then Vertigo A Go-Go is nothing happens in it, and yet it's
Exactly.
It's because it's visually interesting.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's at least cool to look at.
Yeah,
I guess that's fair.
It's very Yellow Submarine.
I hope you're right in that they do more with it.
They do. I know they do. I've
They
read up
do.
to issue.
I looked up their
almost
entries
30.
on the wiki. Oh my god, they do.
Yeah,
Don't spoil anything.
yeah, they do.
It's terrifying.
So thanks for dropping by, everybody. Once
Yeah.
again, I'm Alouette.
I'm Jira.
Well, I'm Allie.
Do we have to do introductions at the end of every episode?
I'm okay. Well, I'm Yo Mama. If we're not taking this seriously,
I don't know how to do things. Okay.
Lots
I
of
don't
love,
either.
y'all.
We're keeping this in because it's different. And
Exactly.
we're keeping this part in.
You guys get our podcast, warts and all.
Yeah, we should do a thing where like when we upload the podcast, like we upload like the blooper, like the outtakes or like the cut parts too as like a separate video.
I think we should.
no, we just put our editors through the worst strain possible and have them take a single verbal flub and edit them into a single line.
Like how you say editors too. Allie's
Next
doing
podcast.
this all entirely by herself.
Yeah, we could get another editor at some point to make things
Yeah.
faster. Never know.
You know,
I'm future proofing it. If we ever get other editors, they're part of this too.
Yeah,
oh, what was I gonna say?
Well,
figure it out. We have all the time in the world. This podcast, we're waiting until you remember. Like, what did you?
Why are you doing this to me? Why are you being so mean to me?
We're keeping this into. What do you do? Do you remember at all what it was?
No, I spaced out.
A basic idea, like.
Nope.
Was it about the comic or was it an off-topic
Oh,
thing?
we should release our notes. Oh, that's
Oh
another.
god.
We should.
Oh well, that'll be really easy for me.
I can keep my notes.
You
I
didn't
have.
take any.
I did not make any.
I
I'm
can
not a
keep my notes,
notesman.
yes.
I just have the comic fully open and I'm just reading through it.
I take some notes.
Send me your note files for each episode. I can pack them in when I release this eventually.
Okay.
One of your notes says notice me, senpai.
That is one of my notes. Yeah.
God.
Thanks for coming.